Hello and welcome inside our ACC Digital Network studios. Kyle Montgomery here, joined by our recruiting insider, 24/7 Sports National Recruiting Director, JC Shurburtt, the only man to have listed Cam Newton as a 5-star recruit a few years back. So he knows what he's talking about. JC here's going to break down each team's recruiting class in the ACC. We're going to start with Coastal Division. Here's how you have them ranked, JC. Miami, followed by Virginia, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, then Duke. Obviously, the Hurricanes top your list. Why did Al Golden's first full recruiting class impress you so much?
Well, Miami finished better than just about any team in the country. Al Goldman's staff signed well north of 30 players, including 4-star cornerback Tracy Howard, who they weren't expecting to get on National Signing Day. Duke Johnson is a running back that's really got a lot of electricity about him. He's kind of a smaller version of C.J. Spiller physically, so people will get used to him making long runs and big plays, not only from scrimmage, but in the return game in the coming years and even in the passing game.
Sure.
And then Angelo Jean-Louis is a big receiver that can make plays by leaping up in the air, coming down with the football. He's a guy that I think will impact the passing game from day one at the University of Miami, and he plays with a little bit of that swagger. All these guys do. They're the South Florida swagger that made Miami a great program once upon a time.
And you got to give Al Golden a lot of credit, securing the top 10 recruiting class, even with the potential NCAA infractions looming, and he did it in his own backyard. 20 of the 24 signees are from the state of Florida. All right, JC, these rankings obviously weren't easy for you. Virginia really made a push for your top spot. Talk about the job Mike London has done revitalizing their recruiting.
Absolutely. Mike London and his staff at the University of Virginia have been one of the big storylines in recruiting the past 2 years. I really like this class, particularly the job they did in the Tidewater area of Virginia, which is that coastal strip, sort of Norfolk, Newport News, Hampton Roads, that area. Eli Harold is a 5-star defensive end. He ran 4.41 in the 40-yard dash at 6'6", 220 pounds at a camp this past summer, so tons of athletic upside there. And then Quanti Moore, it could be the best linebacker at Virginia if he reaches his full potential, since a guy like Ahmad Brooks, and I hate to compare him to a great player like that, but he's got that type of upside. So another great recruiting effort, particularly in-state for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, overall not a really splashy class, but I tell you, they signed 25 really solid players. All right, every division has a sleeper team, somebody that kind of flies underneath the radar. Who is that for this division?
I'll have to go with Georgia Tech. I think that the Yellow Jackets aren't ever going to show up high in the recruiting rankings because they recruit to a system, and Paul Johnson's system has been proven over time. And one of the big parts of that system is quarterback. Justin Thomas is an electric athlete at the quarterback position, actually was committed to the University of Alabama to play defensive back or wide receiver, decided he wanted to play under center in college, and committed to Georgia Tech. He's from Prattville High School, which is one of the top high school programs in the state of Alabama. I really like him, and also what they did on the defensive line, particularly a kid named Francis Callan from Central Gwinnett High School. Hasn't played football that long, a native of England, but he's 6'5". He's 254 pounds. He can run. Auburn, other schools came in, tried to turn him from Georgia Tech. He stayed true to his commitment. Great job by Paul Johnson and company keeping him in the fold and landing a guy with as much upside as anybody on the defensive line heading into the ACC next season.
All right, for JC Shurburtt, I'm Kyle Montgomery. Make sure you stay tuned for JC's Atlantic Division breakdown. You don't want to miss that.